Good afternoon, students. So in today's class, we will be having a discussion regarding the what are all the different types of the methods that we are going to see in the list. Okay, already we had seen three methods. Okay, so we will be looking into the different types of the methods. Okay, and then how those methods will help us to retrieve the elements from the list. Okay, so we are going to look into the built-in methods. So to begin with, okay, so first of all, we will be having a look into this. That is the count method. Okay, so here, what is this count method? The name itself indicates. So here, the count is method. Okay, this particular method, it is going to be used to retrieve the number of times the object is going to be appeared in the given list. So you can notice here is that, so here fruits is there. Okay, so what do you mean by this? That is the fruits here, because already we had a discussion that is more number of times. So here fruits is nothing but the name of the list here, and then apple, banana, and then the cherry. Okay, so these are all the elements. Okay, so these are all the objects also, I can call it as. Okay, all these things are going to be, three objects are going to be stored under this particular list, that is the fruits here. Okay, so what is the syntax for using the count method? The syntax for using the count method, okay, already we have noticed that is here the list name, fruits is nothing but the list name, dot, and then here the count is nothing but the method. Okay, so what is the syntax for using any of the built-in method means? That is the list name, dot, and then the method name. Since we are going to use the count method here, so here I have specified list name as a fruits dot count. Okay, and then what object has to be counted? Okay, that value you can specify it in the bracket. Here cherry I have specified. It means that how many number of times this cherry is gonna be repeated, okay, in the list, that is the fruits. Okay, and then when I will be printing the value of the x here, when I will be printing the value of x, okay, then you will be getting the output as, that is the 1. Okay, so why you will be getting the output as a 1? Okay, why you will be getting the output as a 1 means, because here in the fruit list, in the fruits list, okay, the cherry is gonna be appeared only one time. Okay, so that's why, since the cherry is gonna be appeared only one time, so that's why the output you will be getting it as the 1 itself, because I'm going to count how many number of times the cherry is gonna be present in the given list, that is the fruits. Okay, so that's why here now we will be looking into this, that is the practically how we can do this one. Okay, we will be looking into that particular concept also now. Okay, so here we will be looking into that particular concept also. Okay, so before that, okay, so lastly we can move into the practically concepts and all. Okay, so that now I will be explaining you with the theoretical concepts. Okay, and lastly we can take that particular practical implementation. Okay, so here now already you got to know that, okay, what is the, for what purpose the count method is going to be used. So the count method, it is going to be used in order to count the number of times the cherry is going to be appeared in the fruit list. Next important method that what we are going to look, okay, that is here we will be moving into this, that is the extend method. Okay, so here what is the main use of this extend method? Okay, so for what purpose we are going to go for this extend method? So as the name itself suggests here, extend means what? We are going to extend the existing list. Okay, so how we are going to extend the existing list? Okay, and then one list can be extended by the elements of the another list. Okay, you can notice here that the extend, okay, method, it is going to be used for adding the elements, okay, of the cars, the elements which are going to be present in the cars list will be added to the elements of the fruits list. So how it will be added and all, will now look into it. here you can notice that I have taken the list name, that is the fruits, and I have specified the three of the elements here. That is the apple I have specified, banana I have specified, and then the cherry I have specified. Okay, and then one more list I have taken here, that is the cars. In that I have specified Ford, BMW, and then the Volvo. Okay, so here when I want to extend the content of the fruits list, okay, so how I can do that means the syntax for doing that, or the statement which helps in extending the existing list is that is the fruits dot extend, and then here the cars. Okay, so you can ask that what do you mean by this cars and what do you mean by this fruits. Okay, so these are all the list name. Okay, so here fruits is nothing but the list name, and here cars is also the list name. So here fruits dot extend. Okay, what is this? Cars. Here, what is the meaning of this one means here? Now, what will happen? Okay, suppose see here, here in this particular example, we have first of all we have written the list name as the fruits. Okay, so here whatever the elements that are going to be present in the cars list, that will be added to the what fruits list, and then fruits will be printed. Okay, and then the output you can notice here is that the Ford, BMW, and then the Volvo, these are the elements that are going to be present in the car. Okay, so here the fruits list is going to be extended. Okay, now suppose if you want the vice versa, it means that I want the first of all the Ford should come, and then BMW should come, and then the Volvo should come, then after that apple, banana, and then the cherry should come. Means at that time what you need to do here is that, so here this particular statement you need to change. First of all you need to write the cars list. Okay, so instead of fruits you can write it as a cars, C-A-R-S. Okay, dot extend, and in bracket you are going to specify that is the fruits here. Okay, so when I will be printing the fruits, then you will be getting the output as that is here apple, banana, cherry. Okay, and then here all these apple, banana, and cherry, okay, will be seen after the what you will be getting the output after what, that is the Ford, BMW, and then the Volvo. Suppose if you could able to change here the name of the list. Okay, so here this is what is all about the extend method. Okay, so here extend method, as the name itself suggests here, it is going to be used to extend the elements of one list to the elements of the another list. But here whatever the list name that you are going to specify plays a very important role. Now next, okay, we will be moving into this, that is the one more important concept. Okay, that is the index method. Okay, so for what purpose the index method is going to be used? Okay, so what is the use of this index method? Okay, you should clearly understand that. Okay, so here index method, it will specify, index method, it is going to be specifying what position the object or the element will be at. Okay, it will specify what will be the position of that particular element in the given list. Now you can notice here is that, okay, that here I have specified the list name as a fruits, and then I have specified the three of the elements, that is the apple, banana, and then the cherry. Suppose if I want to know, okay, what is the index number, what is the index number of this cherry element? Okay, you can check the, or you can get the index number of any of the element. You can get the banana also, you can get the apple also. But what is the syntax for using this index method means, see here the syntax remains the same for each and every method. So what is the syntax? The syntax will be the, here the list name you will be using, that is the fruits here. Okay, and then we will be using, that is the index here. Okay, so here fruits name. Okay, fruits is nothing but what, that is the list name. Okay, and then here index is what, it is nothing but the method, and then in bracket I want to retrieve, okay, where actually the cherry is going to be present. Okay, so which element you want to get the index number, you can specify it here. So here I want the cherry, so I have specified the cherry. Okay, then when I will be printing the value of x, then you will be getting the output as, that is the 2 here. Now the question that arises here is that why the output is 2 here. Okay, so why the output is 2? Okay, So why the output is 2 means, okay, let me clearly illustrate that. Okay, so here first apple, okay, will be having the index number, that is the 0. Next banana will be having an index number, that is the 1. Then next the cherry will be having the index number 2. So since I have specified the index number, okay, since I have specified the index number of this particular cherry object, so you will be getting the output as, that is the 2 here. Okay, so that's why the index number, the index method is going to be used to specify the position of the any of the given element which is going to be present in the list. So this is what is all about the index method. Now next we will be moving into this, that is the insert method. So for what purpose the insert method is going to be used? See, the name itself indicates here. See, the name itself indicates insert. Insert means what? Okay, insert is nothing but, as the name itself suggests, we are going to insert. What you are going to insert? You are going to insert the element to the list at the specified position. Okay, if you want to insert the element at the specified position, okay, so at that time you will be using the insert method. Now, how this insert method will work? Okay, we can notice here now how the insert method is going to be specified. Now for each and every method that I have taken the same example, that is you might have noticed that fruits, apple, banana, and then the cherry. So this is what is the list name that I have taken. Why I have taken the same example means, so that you can able to differentiate between the one method and with the another method. So that's why purposefully I have taken only the same example. Now you can notice here is that how this insert method is going to be specified. So what is the syntax for specifying the insert method? So you can notice here the fruits is nothing but, this is the list name, and then I will be using, that is the insert method here. Okay, so list name dot method name. What is the method name here? That is the insert. So insert method is going to be having the two of the important parameters. Okay, so first parameter, it is here we are going to specify the index number, and in the second parameter we are going to specify the value of the element. Okay, so here in the first parameter we are going to specify the index number, where actually this particular value, that is the element value, has to be stored in the given list. Now you can clearly notice here that, okay, so here in this first, okay, here in this first index number, okay, what is present? The banana is present. Okay, so here in this first index number, the banana is present. Okay, so here if I want to replace it, by the orange, so how I can able to specify it? Yes, I can use the insert method, and I will be specifying here the index number, that is 1, and I will be specifying the value, that is the orange. Okay, so when I will be specifying both the things, then when I will be printing the fruits list name, you can notice clearly the difference here is that, okay, so this, okay, banana, and then here the orange. It means that whenever we will be using the insert method, so okay, as the name itself indicates, it is going to be used to insert the element. Okay, it is going to be used to insert the element, okay, at the specified index number. Okay, so that is what is very, very important about this index number. Okay, so as the name itself suggests here, it is going to insert the value. Okay, it is going to insert the value at the specified location in the any of the given list. Okay, so this is what is all about, that is the insert method. Okay, now next we will be moving into this, the pop method. Okay, so here what do you mean by this pop? Okay, so for what purpose this pop method is gonna be used? Okay, so you need to understand this one. Okay, so here the pop means what? Okay, so it is pop, the name itself will tell you. Okay, it is not the pop, it is not the what is that pop. Okay, it is the pop. Okay, so here what do you mean by this pop? Okay, so pop, push and pop, these are all the two important operations, okay, which will be performed on the stack. Okay, so here pop, the general meaning of the pop here is that to remove. Okay, pop means what? To remove. Okay, so here pop means we are going to remove a particular element from the given list. Okay, so here you can notice here that I am going to remove, okay, the element from the list. Okay, so here pop, as the name itself suggests, here we are going to remove the elements from the list. You can notice here is that is here I have taken the example, that is the fruits, apple, banana, and then the cherry. So I want to remove the banana here. Okay, so I want to remove banana. Okay, so how I can remove the element banana from the given list, that is the fruits. Okay, so for that I will be using a pop method. Okay, so how I can use that pop method means there is a syntax for that, that is the list name. Okay, so list name, here I have specified the fruits. Okay, even you can specify whatever the list name. Suppose if you are going to specify ECB as the list name, then here you need to specify ECB. Okay, so the list name is nothing but a user defined. User can specify whatever the name that he wants. So here I have specified, since for all the examples that I have specified the fruits, so I am taking here it as a fruits here, fruits dot pop. And here, okay, so here I am going to specify the index number. So which element has to be removed? The element that is going to be present in the index number 1 is going to be removed. Okay, so here which is the element that is going to be present in the index number 1 means you can clearly notice here in this particular example that it is the banana. Okay, so this banana is going to be removed. Okay, and then when I will be printing the fruits here, okay, at that time you can notice that you will be getting the output as that is the apple and then the cherry. It means that the banana is being removed. Okay, the banana is being removed from the, what is that, the list. Okay, so how the banana is being removed from the list? Because we are using the pop method. So since we are using the pop method, okay, so it helps us to remove any of the particular element from the given list. Okay, so this is what is all about, that is the pop method. Okay, next we will be moving into this, the remove method. Okay, so here now we will see, okay, the difference between, okay, what do you mean by this pop and then the remove? You will be getting a clear cut idea. Okay, once if you could able to understand the remove method now. Okay, so here remove method, for what purpose the remove method, okay, is going to be used. Okay, so here remove means what, as the name itself suggests, right? Remove means what? Remove a particular element. Okay, so remove a particular element from what? From the given list. Okay, so here I have specified that is the fruits here. Okay, so here in this the list of fruits, okay, I have specified apple, banana, and then the cherry. Similar way, I want to remove an element banana. Okay, so if I want to remove an element from the list, that is the fruits, I can do it in the two ways. One, I can use it in the pop method, and then another I can use it a remove method. So what is the difference between pop method and then the remove method? Okay, so here in the pop method we are going to specify the index number, whereas in the remove method we directly gonna be specifying the string value itself. Okay, so here you can notice that I will be specifying the string value itself, the element value itself. Here I want to remove the banana, so I have specified in the remove method, that is the banana. So when I will be printing the fruits here, okay, so I will be getting the output as that is the apple and then the cherry. Okay, so here now remove method, as the name itself suggests, okay, so it is going to be used to remove the element from the given list. Okay, so next we will be looking into this, that is the reverse method. Okay, so here what do you mean by this reverse method? Okay, so you need to understand this one. Okay, what do you mean by the reverse method? First we are going to look into the all the theoretical explanation, and then we will be looking into the practical implementation of all those methods. Okay, so reverse method. So what is this reverse method? So as the name itself indicates, reverse means what? Okay, so here reverse means what? probably you have heard that we will tell that do some of the things really good, we will tell, but you will take it in a negative way, in a negation way, and you will tell no, we will not do. That is what is the negation, reverse, right? Okay, so here reverse means what? Here reverse in the Python list means the given set of a list, it can be reversed. Okay, it can be reversed means what? We can change even the index number. Okay, we can change the index number. Obviously, if we gonna be reversing the elements of the list means, then obviously the index number is also gonna be changed, right? Okay, so how to reverse any of the given list? Okay, so for what purpose the reverse method is going to be used? So the reverse method, it is going to be used to reverse the order of the list. Okay, so here you can notice in this particular example, okay, that we have taken the fruits list here. Okay, and then I have specified, that is here apple, banana, and then the cherry I have specified. Suppose if I want to reverse, okay, suppose if I want to reverse in the sense is, first I should get the cherry, then I should get the banana, then I should get the apple. Okay, so if I want to reverse the entire list, okay, so how I can do that? How I can do that means with the help of this reverse method, I could be able to reverse the any of the given list. Okay, so what is the syntax, or what is the syntax, or what is the statement that helps in reversing any of the given list means? So this is what the statement, okay, the arrow statement, okay, which you are seeing it in the slide. Okay, so here this is the statement that helps in reversing any of the given list. So what is the syntax means? Here the list name. So here I have specified the fruits as the list name, so I am going to specify here the fruits. Okay, and then here dot, then the method name. So what is the method name here? The method name here that I am using here, it as a reverse. So that's why here list name dot here the reverse. Then when I will be printing the value of the fruits here, okay, so you can notice the difference between the input which is being given to the fruits list and then the output what you are getting here. So when you see the difference between the input and then the output, okay, so here apple is there, but here the cherry is there. It means that completely, okay, completely elements is gonna be reversed. Okay, so the completely the elements are gonna be reversed. Okay, so that's what the reverse method is gonna be used. So as the name itself suggests here, reverse method means to reverse. What you are going to reverse? You are going to reverse the order of the element which is going to be present in the list. Okay, now next, okay, we will be moving into this, that is the sort method. Okay, so here what do you mean by this? The sort method. Okay, so here we are going to look into this, the last method. Okay, that is the sort method. So what do you mean by this, the sort method? Okay, so here the sort method, as the name itself indicates here, okay, sort means what? Sort the any of the given list in terms of the alphabetically. Okay, so we are going to sort the elements of the list alphabetically. So how that will be sorted, how the list elements will be sorted means, you can look into the example here. That is, here I have taken the list name as a cars here. Okay, and then obviously the list name I have taken the cars means, then the elements I will be writing pertaining to the cars itself. So that's why I have taken Ford, BMW, and then the Volvo. Okay, so when I will be using this particular statement, that is the list name dot the sort method. Okay, and then in the sort method I am not going to specify any of the parameters. Okay, just I will be writing the sort. So when I will be writing the sort means, so then automatically the Python interpreter, it is going to check for the alphabetical order. Okay, so it will check for the alphabetical order. So in the alphabetical order, when you notice that, okay, so here B is the first one. Okay, so this element will be printed as an output first here. You can notice here. So BMW. Okay, so this element is will be printed first. Okay, then the Ford will be printed. Okay, and then the Volvo will be printed. Okay, so here, so for what purpose this the sort method is going to be used? The sort method, okay, it is going to be used, okay, in order to, okay, sort the list in an alphabetical order. In an alphabetical order, it helps us to list the any of the given alpha bits. Okay, so here in order to list any of the given element in an alphabetical order, we will be moving towards the what is that, the list. Okay, so here now, okay,